All right, you're ready to begin.
Thank you, John. I would like to welcome everybody to today, August 11th, LEF 1 board meeting. We're getting started a little bit late, so I'm going to go ahead and bring the meeting to order at 12:18. Council member Greenstein and Stedman were not able to join us, so it is going to be us today. And so I will be performing the duties of the chair for today. And so I just want to do a quick roll call. We have Bob Cecil, police representative, present. We have Sean Smith, member at large, present. And we have Ed Sorger, police representative, present, as well as Leilani Jensen, acting HR director, and myself, Jennifer Schaefer, the HR LEF 1 liaison. Welcome, everyone.
Yes.
All right, I'd like to ask if everyone has had a chance to review the agenda.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
Thank you.
I'll
Ed.
second.
We have a second. All in,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent. So the first item on the agenda would be to approve the meeting minutes from July 14th. You should all have those via email. Has everyone had a chance to review those?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from July 14th, 2022?
I'll make a motion that the minutes be approved.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent. Thank you. Moving on to the business items. The first business item is the approval of LEF 1 claims that are still outstanding. We have a few invoices that were received for the dates of March 1st through March 8th for massage for one of our members, and the total is $160.
I move to approve that amount for the massage.
Thank you, Ed.
I'll second.
Thank you, Sean. All in favor?
I'm sorry, that was 160 or
160.
okay. I don't see it on my.
On your agenda, you mean?
Yes.
It's under business items, the approval of LEF 1 claims.
It probably doesn't address it specifically, Bob.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It just says outstanding claims
Yep.
Right.
for a total of 640.
That was a previous.
Yeah, that was a previous one.
Mm-hmm.
This is
July.
the new.
Okay, I got you. I'm sorry. All right.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. All right. Then I wanted to move on to the review of recommendations for updates to the delegation of approval of claims. So this was the proposed changes to the policy to allow HR approval of claims in between the LEF 1 board meetings. And so it's a very brief sentence that I just added in the claims section. It should be on page 5 and highlighted for you. And then the only thing that would need to be decided would be a dollar amount that the board would be willing to delegate for HR to approve in between the regularly scheduled meetings.
Yes, and in some history there
Yes.
was an amount set in the past, but it's been years ago, and I don't recall what that was. But knowing the kinds of claims that come in there, Jenny, a lot of them are just really minor. What would be an appropriate amount you might suggest so we don't have to go to the board?
Yes.
If I could make a comment, I thought we had this addressed 2 years ago and we set it at $3,000, I think.
Did we? I
Yeah.
don't recall that, but yeah.
Okay, I didn't see anywhere where we had that dollar amount set, but if the 3,000 would cover the most of the stuff, it just depends on, sometimes members will hold a certain number and submit them at once. So I think 3,000 would be more than enough to cover the usual claims that we see that are not outside of the ordinary.
Yeah, I totally agree, Bob. Thanks for bringing that up. So you want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we set it at $3,000 before having to go to the board.
Right.
Thank you, Bob. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ed. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent. Thank you.
Jenny, I do have a comment or maybe a concern, because there may be a time where it's come up in the past. One of the members wanted to purchase something, or something came up to where they wanted an item covered, and it was very questionable. So like, in your mind, knowing that our board, we have a fiduciary responsibility, and then something just jumps out at you. So maybe I would recommend some sort of verbiage in there to say that even though the $3,000 mark is there or set, that if something doesn't sit well with you and the staff, that you would bring it to the board.
Yes, absolutely. Anything that's outside of regular claims. So I'll just go ahead and add that verbiage, and then I will bring those updated policies to our next meeting. Just adding in the $3,000 and then as well as the verbiage to state that anything outside of the ordinary would either be a specially called meeting with the board or at the next regularly scheduled board meeting, depending on what that time frame looks like.
Thank you.
Good suggestion.
Yeah, a great point. And then can I just get a motion and a second for the addition of that extra verbiage?
Well, I would make a motion that you add the extra verbiage when questionable or possibly outside the normal, our normal policies and procedures, that you bring it to the board.
Thank you, Ed. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent. That brings us to the end of our agenda for today. So at this point, we would like to open it up for any public comment.
Did we talk about the meeting frequency?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I skipped right over the meeting frequency because we circled back there. And so we wanted to talk about the meeting frequency. We had talked at our last meeting about going to quarterly meetings as we were able to move through the items of concern with the board and members. And so I would like to open it up for your consideration to move to quarterly meetings, unless, of course, like I mentioned before, we would need a specially called meeting.
I'm certainly comfortable with that.
Yeah, me as well. I think
Same.
it's finally, you've got us to a really good point, Jenny. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Happy to help. So we have a motion and a second?
Yeah,
I'll make a motion. Go
Okay.
ahead, Ed.
No, you first.
I'll make a motion that we move the meetings from monthly to quarterly.
Thank you, Sean.
I'll second.
Thank you, Bob. All right, now that brings us to the end of our agenda. Do we have anything for public comment?
And I think I didn't totally understand your response, but Bob and I are here, but there's 8 other left one members still with the city of Lacey. So my question is, with the dental again, if people have policies like I do that I pay, I think $62 a month, but I can pay it annually and submit it to the city. How's the process? What's the process to do that? Do I get an invoice from my Delta and then submit it to you guys for a 1 year kind of a deal? And on that same topic, how do we let our other 8 members know the process? Because they don't even, most of them don't attend these and have no idea.
Yes, that's a great question, Ed. So you would pay the premium and then submit for reimbursement, much like you would for other
Don't
things
we-
such as
Medicare?
Medicare.
Yeah, don't we do
Yeah.
that for Medicare?
Yep,
Yeah.
so we would stay consistent in that. And then as far as communication to the other members, I was planning to send out updates once we finished this section here, including the delegation to human resources. I know that board members will be, or excuse me, members will be really pleased to have that moving really quickly as well and not having to wait for the next meeting for approval. So that will be great for them as well. But what I will do is I will communicate that out via email and give everyone a call as well, and just keep the highlighted version that shows the changes that were made to the policy.
And
then
that
they
would,
can get approved by the board.
yes, thank you very much. And that would include the update to our members on the long-term care.
Correct.
And I did
Okay.
have a question for you that are on the board with the long-term care through Unum that I forgot to ask at the last meeting. So I know the report out that we got from Unum on the coverage showed we had 2 members, and I forget who they were, but they had a different long-term care facility kind of coverage than the rest.
Right.
The question that I forgot to ask is, are the board members, I'm assuming, paying monthly premiums to that carrier?
Oh, no.
Or
To the
just
long,
as- yeah,
to that
Unum?
additional, that you mean to the 2 additionals?
Well, yeah, I guess for anybody are you paying any sort of out-of-pocket premiums for Unum at all at this point?
No, none of us are.
Okay,
Yeah, no. And the 2, I remember, I think me and Bob might have been the other one actually, but and I guess it was reimbursement or it's a higher amount. And I don't
Yeah.
recall, I wouldn't mind knowing what the heck that is when I know, without putting any more burden. It's not an immediate rush for that, but I wouldn't mind knowing what the difference is on the 2 that got in really early on this plan.
as far as like the amount of premiums monthly that the city pays for between the 8 and the 2?
Yeah, on the 2, it just, I was just curious, I guess, more than anything, what the difference was.
We could probably
You see what I mean?
spreadsheet. Yeah, we could look that up. Yeah, we could figure out that information. I wanted to make sure I understood fully when we were talking about there's 2 different benefits that are being given to our members, whether that was something those 2, if it was you 2, I forget again. If you had to pay something out of pocket in order to get that added benefit, or if it was just you signed up for it and that's what the city covered from then until now.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, I don't recall years ago if we paid additional amount or not, but I know we don't anymore.
Don't now. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't think I've got anything else, you guys.
I certainly don't know.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anyone for public comment. We open that
Yeah, I
up.
don't see
Yeah.
anybody that has joined us as a participant or an attendee. So we'll go ahead and if there's nothing else, move to adjourn the meeting at 12:32 PM.
Cool.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See everybody.
Bye-bye.
Okay. See you, Sean and Bob.
Okay.